Hello, everyone. This is our sixth episode in our eight part series of Writing with Confidence. And today's episode is learning from setbacks. And we're going to just take a moment, like I like to do at the beginning of every live, every time we get together, is to just take a few moments to settle into wherever you are. You may have been running around getting things done through your day. You may have had an amazing day and you're charged with energy, or you may have had a challenging day and you're feeling a little stressed and a little exhausted. And that's okay. The opportunity of being here in this series, watching this episode, is the opportunity to pause and just settle into your environment. Let go of everything that's gone on throughout the day. Take some nice deep breaths, breathing in fully down into your power center, which is 2 inches below your belly button, and back towards your spine. It's the center space of your pelvic bowl. It's our power center. It's our grounding. It helps us to become focused when we breathe into that space, because our mind can't be going 100 miles a minute when we're focusing on breathing into our power center. And I encourage you guys to get familiar with this breathing pattern for so many reasons. But because we work with horses, and I'm hoping that you're desiring to be the best leader you can be for your horses, and that's why you're here in this private group, is we're striving to be the best we can be for our horses. And in being the best we can be, it means we need to be their leaders. And horses live in the present moment. They read the energy of their herd. When we step into a pen with a herd, they're a horse. We have become a herd of 2, unless there's more horses or more people. I often step into an arena with 5 or 6 horses and 5 or 6 women, and my horse included. So now we've got 7 horses, and I step in with the energy and the mindset and the confidence that I have now become the leader of the whole entire herd. So 7 women, 7 horses, I'm the leader. And everybody, the horses and the women, can feel the confidence and the comfort that comes from knowing that I'm the leader. The way that I achieve that is by being mindful and being present and being in my body. There's this thing we call, I am a certified teacher of the art of feminine presence, which is all about self-awareness and development and empowerment. And within that, we have this thing called our vertical core. It's where our strength and our grounding, it's like a grounding rod that goes through us, and it involves our head space, our heart space, and our gut space. You'll also hear in realms of psychology where it's called the head brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. And they truly are individual power centers. And the more that I can develop and strengthen that vertical core, my grounding rod, the more present and confident and aware I become of not only myself, but the horses around me, the people around me, the situation around me. And horses are keenly aware of all of those things. And the way that that is achieved is through our breathing. That willingness to go all the way down into my power center and letting all that air and energy out through the soles of my feet. I do this all day, every day, no matter what I'm doing. My body and my brain and my heart and my lungs and my tissues and organs have learned to crave those deep, powerful belly breaths because I'm fully oxygenating my entire being, which tells my autonomic nervous system that's directly connected to our emotions, our mind, our thoughts, and our physical body that everything is okay. When we take short, shallow breaths, we are in what we call our sympathetic nervous system, and it's that fight or flight. And why does this matter? Why do you hear me talk about this every single video? Because it's that important, and it is how horses exist in the world. And if we want to be safe and confident and comfortable around our horses and have them feel the same way, we need to understand this. We don't need to just understand it. We need to embody it. Because horses will not become a part of our human family. That's anthropomorphizing. But what they will do is allow you into their herd. And depending on your ability to be a leader is going to depend on where you fall in that herd dynamics. So let's take a couple minutes, everybody, and just take some deep breaths. We're going to take 4, and then we'll get started on our topic today, which is learning from setbacks. So settle nicely down deep into your seat. Feel your feet on the ground if you can. And we're going to start taking breaths, filling all the way up into our pelvic bowl and releasing through the soles of our feet. Again. Now I do this when I'm in the saddle. If I'm feeling like rushed to get to the trailhead or rushed to get out of the house, or our veterinary practice had some issues come up that I had to deal with and now I'm running late. I'm going to work with a client who I know has confidence issues, who have had some scary things come up with their horses. I breathe this way, in deeply into my pelvic bowl, that center, that power center beneath my belly button, and I breathe out through the soles of my feet. And what I'd like for you to notice when you're doing this is how when you fill up your lungs, you feel lifted, and when you let it out through the soles of your feet, you settle down deeper into the soles of your feet, into the saddle, into your chair. Horses are energetic beings and they feel that. I promise you, this stuff is real and horses thrive on it. My program is all about creating a deep, deep connection with your horse. A deep relationship, a bond like you've always dreamed of but didn't know how to achieve. And it's done through trust, connection, and communication, and it all begins with our self-awareness and our breathing and our ability to stay in our body regardless of what happens. Unbridled freedom, the definition of my program. Unbridled freedom is the ability to behave with wisdom and compassion while maintaining inner and outer peace, regardless of the situation with your horse. That opens up the realm of pure potential. Anything is possible. And when you can carry that unbridled freedom into your life and your relationships and your dreams and your businesses and whatever it is, you experience unbridled freedom, which is inner and outer peace, regardless of the situation. And what I'm sharing with you guys in these videos, in these breathings, is the beginning of that process. It's powerful. It's changed my life. I have watched my ability with horses since I started this. I've had them since I was 11. I became very committed to my horsemanship journey in 2000. In 2021, 2 years ago about this time. Actually, it's been since 2018, but this vertical core, this autonomic nervous system, I really have taken a deep dive into for the last couple years, and I have watched my horsemanship level go from here to here. Some of you may not be interested in that level of dedication and commitment, but for those of you who are, please stick with me. I can help you. So let's talk about learning from setbacks. What is a setback? What do I mean by that? We're talking specifically with our horses. And a setback can be anything that shakes you emotionally. Any situation, any thoughts, any experience. You know, I had some very serious accidents between 2017 and 2020 with my beloved RC, who at the time we didn't know had a brainstem lesion, and he was quite literally losing his mind. And in that, we had many setbacks, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And so I know what I'm talking about here. I work with most of the women that I work with are either desiring the confidence they lack, the leadership they lack, or they're desiring to get it back because they had a setback with their horse and now their confidence is shaken and they don't have the trust in themselves. They don't trust their horses. I was working with one of my favorite clients that I have. I have some amazing women that I work with. I'm really, really blessed that way. She bought this little horse, oh gosh, I guess it's been 3 years ago, sight unseen. Saw him, in videos and things. He was in another state. And he's proving to be perfect for her. At times she will tell you he's not the horse for her and he's too much horse for her. But because of those things, he's perfect for her because she has committed to the relationship. And they have come in this last year that she's been in my 12-month program of personal and horsemanship coaching. They have grown in leaps and bounds. And we went out, we do online coaching with her personal development. We do weekly lessons with her and her horse, and we do trail riding lessons. So she has committed to the deep dive, and it shows. We are our worst critics. So if you ask her, she's like, well, yeah, I'm growing, but not as much as I'd like to. And that's, that's all of us, right? But we went on a trail ride and it started out beautifully. I mean, the communication and the connection and the trust between the two was just amazing. And we got to a place in the trail that is challenging for him. And I was riding Harry, my green little horse, little Mustang, who's a goober and will always be a goober. but he rises to the occasion when I need him. And we were going through some thick sand dunes, and she kept saying, my horse gets really weird in the sand dunes. He gets really wiggy. He gets really spooky. And I'm like, okay, just breathe deep into your power center, and I can go first, or do you want to go first? She wanted to go first. So as we were coming down the dune, he started to take off, and she didn't have the grip on the reins that she should, that we have been working on for a long time. And so when he started to speed up, she worried and grabbed the reins tighter, and he spooked. And it took them a little bit to get it back together. And all she could say afterwards was, we've come so far, and now we've regressed. Why have we regressed? I can't believe we've regressed. Why have we regressed? I have another client who is having some challenges with her horse. We've come a long way between the two of them, and reconnecting and creating more confidence between the two of them. And all of a sudden the horse has started acting up. And so she's like, we should be beyond this. I can't believe, I thought we worked through all of this. Why is this happening? And what I tell everybody, including myself, I have a big, beautiful Mustang mare named Dakota. She was given a lot of bad information in the beginning of her starting under saddle, and she gets triggered. She has things in the environment that will trigger some of her past fears and worries and apprehensions. And I will sometimes find myself going, oh my God, this again? I thought we got through this. So I'm right there with you, like, oh my God, it's a setback. What am I going to do? What am I doing wrong? But that's not it, you guys. It's not it. What's going on is we are working with living, breathing, thinking, emotional prey animal beings. And they, like us, are not the same every single day. Some days we wake up and we feel quite confident and quite empowered and ready to go conquer the world. And other days we wake up feeling tired and discouraged and maybe even fearful or anxious or lacking the confidence, and we don't really know why, but that's how we're feeling today. So horses are the same way. We don't know what happened overnight. We don't know if one of their pasture buddies was bugging them. We don't know if there was a predator in the mist. We don't know if there's a storm coming in. We don't know. So for us to make the assumption that the horse we're looking at today is the horse we put away yesterday, and that's where a lot of the problems come in, and then we think we're having a setback or our horse is regressing. And that's not the case. Sometimes the situation that arises in the moment that we think is regression, and we're wondering what's wrong with the horse, had nothing to do with the horse and has everything to do with where we are in the moment. Did we give them a mixed signal? Did we miss their signal that was letting us know something was about to happen? They were picking something up in their environment, or we were doing something not unconsciously, we were doing it unconsciously, and they are about to give us their feedback, right? And the only way they can give us feedback is through body language. So the way that I look at setbacks, regression, oh, this again, whatever we label it, is sweet. It just shows me what we need to work on more. Sometimes the regression for horses and ourselves, if you're on a personal development, spiritual development journey, which is a very courageous thing, and I commend you. I've been on one since 2000, and I love who I am today. Am I perfect? No, but I love who I am. The way that I look at those is we have, horses and humans have memory cells known as dendrites. And when an experience happens, our brain automatically goes up into our memory bank and starts looking through it as if it were a Rolodex. I have a Rolodex up here. I know, I'm dating myself. Our memory bank starts spinning through that Rolodex like, is this familiar? Do I know? Have I experienced this before in the past? And the memory bank will go in and look through all those dendrites, all those memory cells, and start grabbing the ones that seem somewhat familiar to the current situation. And then our autonomic nervous system will say, you're fine, it's okay. And so we relax into our vertical core. The horse relaxes into their parasympathetic nervous system, their vertical core. Or our autonomic nervous system goes, warning, warning, and up into sympathetic fight or flight, heightened alert, releasing adrenaline, and says, beware, this could be that again. Okay? That happens to horses and humans and dogs too, and probably cats. But we're talking about horses and humans. So we know that that's going on, but we still want to breathe and stay in the present moment for ourselves and for our horses. But I look at that reaction that my horse is having, the behavior that my horse chose to the current stimulus as a trigger, as that memory cell, memory bank grabbing on to a past experience and reacting in the moment, because that's all they have to draw on. They live in the present moment, but they have those dendrites, those memory cells that alert them to this could be like that. When I have a regression setback, I just go, okay, what that is to me is showing me a hole in my horse, or if I was the one that caused the regression or the setback, I look at it as, okay, there's a hole in me, or there's a hole in our relationship. Awesome. Now I know what we're going to focus on for the next bit of time to help us work through that, to help us lay down new memory cells in a positive way, new dendrites, so that the next time this happens, we have this positive experiences because we've been working on a controlled catastrophe. Remember last week's series? To the point where we are both more confident and in each other and trust each other. So a setback is an opportunity to realize what needs more development, what needs more work. And if you learn to look at your setbacks and your regressions, we've gone over regressions enough. We're going to just keep calling it setbacks. If you can learn to embrace every perceived setback as an opportunity to dive in deeper to your basic skills of horsemanship, which is groundwork. Helping your horse. Horses do 6 things naturally. They move forward and backwards, left and right, up and down, meaning transitions, walk, trot, canter. Our job as their leader is to help them learn how to do that with us in rhythmic harmony, like dance partners, with confidence, connection, and trust through communication. It starts on the ground. Everything we do in the saddle, we have learned to do on the ground. Every horse, I guarantee you, every horse has been taught how to master these basics that they already know how to do, but learn to get proficient at them with a human, started on the ground before that person got in the saddle, whoever was their first trainer. So it's our job to understand the basics and how to help our horses and ourselves learn to be partners in the basics. So when you find a hole, aka setback, in yourself or your horse or your partnership, your relationship, I would encourage you from this point forward to look at it as an opportunity to dig deeper, to get better, to help your horse get stronger and more confident. That doesn't mean you're not going to have your emotional experience of frustration, fear, anger, anxiety, judgment, criticism. That's the gamut of what I go through. That doesn't mean you're not going to have that, and please don't deprive yourself of that. Learn from your horse who lives in the present moment and goes, "Ah, that was so scary," and then they shake it off and they eat and they take some nice deep breaths and they go, "All right, what are we doing now?" So do the same thing. Have your emotional experience, but don't hang on to it. Don't make it the theme of the entire experience for that session with your horse. And then make notes. Replay what happened in your mind from the start to the finish. And I do this when I have something go south, whether it's with my client and their horse, or in working with a wild one, or riding one of my greenies. I will run it through my mind from a place of curiosity, no emotional attachment, and that takes self-development. That takes being in your vertical core. I will replay it through a place of curiosity, noticing what I notice. What happened before that happened? And what happened after that? And I will run it through as the whole, and then I will run it through paying attention to my curiosity and focus on the horse, and then I will run it again with the focus on me, and I'm journaling about it all. Because if we don't do that, how are we going to learn from it? For me, it often happens, I work with my horses a lot by myself. How do I know what happened if I can't sit back, get in my vertical core, get grounded, get quiet, get a cup of tea, and be willing to emotionally detach? I call it getting out of the round pen. The scenario's in the round pen. I get out of the round pen and I watch it. The whole thing, notes. Breathe. Take a break, get up and walk around if I need to. Come back, put it in the round pen. I get out of the round pen in my mind's eye. I observe the whole scenario again, focusing on my horse. And then I make notes. And then I do it about myself. And there is so much information to be gleaned by that technique that then I have a place to begin helping my horse and I to overcome whatever the trigger was, to create a deeper relationship built on trust, connection, and communication, so that we together as partners can handle whatever comes up. So everybody, I hope you found value in this. I really, really, really would love to hear your comments on these videos. This is your group. This is for you to learn and grow and share and ask questions. I love to teach, and I am as passionate about being a student as I am a teacher. And I am always digging deeper and deeper and deeper into horses and humans from the inside out. So I hope you found value in this. Our next episode in this 8-part series is going to be number seven, and it is embracing flexibility. And then our last episode in this 8-part series is going to be developing a community. So I hope you've found value in this. I've said it so many times. Please comment. Let me know. Do you like them? What do you want to know more about? Give me feedback. Not for me, but so that I can show up more for you and your horses. If you want to know about my 12-month deep dive into unbridled freedom, please comment below or send me a private message on my personal page, Cindy Hartzell. And I would love to set up a conversation with you where we can talk about it. So what I want you to do is I want you to take 15 minutes after you watch this video, assuming you watch it all the way through, and think about a time that you felt like you had a setback and write about it. Play it through your mind, put it in the round pen, step out of the round pen, watch the whole scenario, watch it focusing on your horse, watch it focusing on you, and then comment in the comments below, done, so I know you did. All right, everybody. Remember to breathe, and we will see you in the next episode.